Good Thursday to you. We've some terrific stories for you today on Ag AM in Kansas. Here's what's coming up.
Today, Brian Holman is in Manhattan visiting about the Festival of Breads. Then in Horsing Around, Dr. Chris Blevins shows us how to do a physical exam of your horse. Managing a cow herd? There's an app for that. Learn how one Kansas rancher uses smartphone technology to keep accurate herd records. And in our Healthy Yard segment, stretch your food dollars by making good decisions about what to plant. Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers. This segment is brought to you by Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego. Just a short drive down the Yellow Brick Road.
Good morning, welcome back to the show. We're at the Wheat Innovation Center, and we're at the bread cutting, not ribbon cutting, bread cutting ceremony as the new Wheat Innovation opens up. So Devin spent some time with you guys over the last couple of mornings, and I got to step in and talk to Cindy. So it's good to see you, Cindy. How are you?
Thank you. Welcome to our new test kitchen.
I know, it's beautiful. You and I spent some time here together during Christmas time.
Yes.
So we talked about a few recipes then. But let's talk about the Festival of Breads. It's coming up in June. Exciting time.
It is. It's been really busy. I broke this new test kitchen in. I've tested probably close to 50 of the recipes that came in for our National Festival of Breads baking contest. So last week I had a team of judges in, and they decided the top 8 finalists in the youth category. And then this year we've added a youth category, and our youth winner is from Harrington, Kansas. So that's great to have a winner from Kansas.
The event is in June, so let's talk about the June date.
Right. We've moved the Festival of Breads from Wichita to Manhattan, so it's now in Manhattan. It will be on Saturday, June 22nd, and it's at the Manhattan Hilton Garden Inn. This is free to the public. And so when you come, you can walk around and actually watch our 8 finalists prepare their winning bread recipes. And then we'll have a big stage, and many baking demonstrations will be going on. We have some great national speakers from Fleischmann's Yeast, King Arthur Flour, Home Baking Association, and the American Institute of Baking. So we'll have free baking sessions going on, door prizes. You can watch the contestants bake their bread.
Get a sample.
And that's right, we have samples too. But another neat thing that we started 2 years ago is the Great American Bake Sale. And so you can come and actually buy some cupcakes or some bread. And the funds will stay in the state, and it will help feed some of our hungry children. So you can come and buy a baked product.
I don't know who made the oatmeal peanut butter cookies today, but oh my God. They're good. Okay, so we've got that out of the way. Let's talk about the new Wheat Innovation Center. You have a test kitchen, which is kind of different from the old building that you were in. How important is it for you to have that test kitchen and kind of put some of these recipes to work?
This test kitchen is an educational opportunity to teach all ages about how to use wheat flour. And of course, you know that we're known for our flour that makes wonderful breads. So I'm really excited to have this test kitchen, not only to develop recipes and test them for our annual recipe book and the Festival of Breads, but once this national contest is over with, I hope to have educational programs. We can invite youth to come in and put out tables, and of course do hands-on bread lessons, or civic groups can come in and they can learn about wheat foods, bread baking, and then they can take a tour of the rest of the facility.
Well, it never fails to, if you teach someone how to make bread early in their years, that they'll make it the rest of their lives. So website people can go to get some information.
The National Festival of Breads website. So we will have the complete schedule up in a few weeks on what will be happening on that Saturday, June 22nd. And I don't know if Wheat Harvest will be going on at that time, but that's one of the main reasons that we have it during our Wheat Harvest, is because we want our guests that come from out of state to learn about our Wheat Harvest. So that's why we time this during that wheat harvest time. So I would like to invite everyone to come out on that Saturday, June 22nd at the Manhattan Hilton in Manhattan, Kansas.
Perfect. Cindy, it's good to see you.
Thanks for coming.
You're
Stop
very
by
welcome.
anytime.
I will. Hey, if you're baking, I'm stopping.
Next time I'll be baking.
This hog is Hanover hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Purple Wave is a proud supporter of the Kansas FFA through the Bid for Blue program. Purple Wave donates a portion of the proceeds earned on certain ag assets to the Kansas FFA. Winning bidders can designate a Kansas chapter to receive the donation. To date, Purple Wave is proud to have donated over $10,000. Visit purplewave.com to learn more and to place bids on Bid for Blue assets. Purple Wave Auction. Straight, simple, sold.
Dr. Dan here. Whether I'm driving up and down the roads covering the state of Kansas or I'm getting between Riley and Manhattan for my job, I'm driving a Ford truck. I'd like you to come out and visit my friends here at Dick Edwards Ford. They have a truck that'll suit your needs, whether you're looking for power with a Power Stroke diesel, or if you're looking for fuel efficiency with the new EcoBoost engine, they got a truck that's just right for you. They're located 2 miles east of the Town Center Mall in Manhattan, Kansas, and they'll bend over backwards to help you. And I'll see you.
This segment is brought to you by Roy Fry Western Lifestyles, dressing Northeast Kansas their Western best for almost 60 years.
Hello and welcome to Horsing Around. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins here at Kansas State Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about how to do a physical exam on your horse and other procedures that you may do to your horse at home. And that's probably one of those things where most people don't even think about that whenever they're dealing with their horse or they get a horse is, how do I need to take care of it and what things should I monitor or be able to communicate with your veterinarian in certain situations. One of the things I think that, depending if a horse becomes colicky or has abdominal pain, that the veterinarian sometimes would like to know some information about what is actually going on. One of those things would be, is the heart rate elevated? What are the mucous membranes looking like? What's the respiration rate? What's the GI sound like? Has it defecated? Is it lame? Is the horse rolling around? Some of those things a veterinarian may ask you before they even come out, so they know how to handle that call or what things they might need to have available to be able to handle that call in those situations. I think probably the first thing that an owner should at least be able to recognize is comfort level. Just in general, looking at your horse from a distance, what is the horse doing? Is it grazing, eating, acting like a normal horse? Then those things are all things that you should at least be able to be aware of. Is the horse rolling, standing quietly and rolling, kicking in its belly? Those things would be signs potentially of uncomfort or pain. So those things you need to be able to at least to monitor and know. Horses by nature will roll, but usually they'll get up and shake after that roll. And if you notice that, then that's all those things that are considered normal behavior of the horse. I think something that you need to keep in mind if the horse is painful is, did the horse roll, get up, look at its side, and stand kind of depressed or quiet? Those things would need a warrant a call to your veterinarian in those situations. So normal behavior and normal attitude of your horse, you should be able to understand and know when there's something abnormal just based on that. Then once you catch up your horse, what should you do next? Those things, I think something that I always have it at a chronological order systematically so we don't forget something when you're doing an exam. And every owner should be able to do parts of that exam to at least give some more information to the veterinarian for communication. Usually I'll start at the head and we'll look at the mucous membranes and make sure that the gums are pink. and that we push on the gums that it comes back less than 2 seconds. So those kind of things at the head would be something that you would want to at least start with when visualizing from the front systematically. The other thing is the eye. Is the eyes open? Are they tearing, squinting of those eyes? Those things also would be something you'd want to know if something abnormal too. I think when we probably come back from the break, we're going to get into more details about the chest, the heart, the lungs, the GI tract, taking the temperature of your horse. All those things that you, as an owner, should be able to do and communicate back to the veterinarian in certain situations. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins for Horsing Around, and we'll be right back.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
ValleyVet.com, ValleyVet.com, Valley Vet Supply.
We started using Multimin about 4 years ago. We started out first in our own cow herd and our own replacement heifer program just to see how it worked, experiment with it. We don't like to put a new product out there with our clients unless we've tried it ourselves or there's a lot of data behind it that we like. We had really good results with it our first year, really are happy with the way things worked. So we decided to start using our clients, and we have been now for 3 years, and I would say 90 to 95% of our clients use Multimin.
Get ready for the Kicker Country Stampede presented by Verizon Wireless, starring Jason Aldean, Ray Atkins. 4 days of camping and country music at Country Stampede, Little Big Town. The Pistol Annies featuring Ashley Monroe, Miranda Lambert, and Angelina Presley. Country Stampede. Take advantage of our current pricing. Advanced pricing for a 4-day ticket is $135. Prices go up June 26. More info at countrystampede.com.
Now another gardening tip with Annette Jackson.
If you don't have a garden, you can still enjoy fresh vegetables by growing them in containers. Let Jackson's help you select the correct plants for your pots. Use Fertilome's Ultimate Potting Mix. Place pots in the sun and feed them weekly with Fertilome's water-soluble fertilizer. Water thoroughly when dry and watch your garden grow.
Our annual Mix or Match flat sale is underway. Plant 48 homegrown annuals for just $18.99. Save 35%.
Roy Fry Western Lifestyles brings the cowboy or cowgirl out in all of us. With a huge selection of must-have items, it doesn't matter if you're shopping for your horse, picking up some Western accessories to add that rustic charm to your home, or simply treating yourself. The knowledge and expertise to dress you your Western best is right here at Roy Fry Western Lifestyles, Highway 24 and Kansas Avenue in Topeka.
American innovation is being driven in places you might not expect by people like Brent Hayek, an Oklahoma family farmer, who recently set a world land speed record in a Ford Super Duty pickup truck powered by renewable B20 biodiesel. Advanced performance is here, now, putting America on the fast track to more jobs and energy independence. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
This segment is brought to you by Tarwater Farm and Home. Come on by, we'll treat you like family.
Hello and welcome back to Horsing Around. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins here at Kansas State Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University College of Veterinary Medicine. Just like when the first segment we were talking about is monitoring your horse and starting your examination to be able to communicate with your veterinarian in certain situations. One of those examples, like we were talking about, is colic. So when we started, we kind of started systematically at the head, looking at those mucous membranes, and now we'll go ahead and get started going down the side of the horse. And when we do that, usually I like to start by the side of the jaw and checking the pulse strength. And that's underneath the mandible of the jaw, and we look at that, usually can tell strength, and sometimes it's good to just do that when the horse is normal, so you know if things are kind of abnormal based on that. And your veterinarian can help you with those things too. The other thing is getting a stethoscope. And you don't have to get a really extensive or expensive stethoscope to be able to listen to the heart or the guts or even the lungs. It's just mainly getting something to be able to do the listening and know where to listen, and what you should be listening for is very important. If we start at the heart in the chest area, usually it's right behind the elbow. We take our stethoscope and we listen in those situations right behind the elbow for the heart. And the heart rate on a horse should be fairly slow. It'll be around the 40 beats per minute. Usually I'll listen for about 10 to 15 seconds and then multiply it by either that 6 or 4 to get beats per minute. And that's usually how you need to communicate to your veterinarian as far as what the heart rate is. And the other thing you can do would be also potentially to listen to the lungs. Sometimes it's really hard to hear horse lungs, and they're usually pretty quiet when you listen to a normal horse's lungs. So I wouldn't be very extensive on trying to figure out a lot of this stuff when you auscultate or listen to the lungs of a horse, but at least kind of know where the area is important. The other thing would be to listen to the gut sounds. That's very important when we have maybe a colicky horse. And those things we listen to are around the flank area on both sides, the upper and lower side of the flank on the left and on the right. And when we listen for that, it should be like a big train noise or big rumble, 1 to 2 of those per minute. So it doesn't mean that there's a lot of them. Sometimes if there is a lot, a veterinarian might need to be known about that. That could be a cause of some colicky signs too. Or if it's really quiet and you don't hear anything, that should also be communicated to your veterinarian when trying to figure out what we have dealing with. The other thing would be taking the temperature, and that's with a thermometer. You can get it at Walgreens or wherever, and it's rectal. So you have to go underneath the tail and get a temperature based on that location. And normally it should be below 101, 101.5, somewhere around 99 to 101.5. So that also can be communicated to your veterinarian, especially if they're not feeling good or have a fever. So having those instruments, a thermometer and a stethoscope, is important. And the other thing is communication of all those to your veterinarian if you're ever concerned. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins here at Kansas State University Veterinary Health Center, and that is kind of the deal with doing an exam with your horse. And again, if you have any questions, always consult your veterinarian in those situations. That's it for Horsing Around, and we'll see you around.
Ag AM in Kansas is brought to you in part by Kansas Pork Association, assisting producers and informing consumers.
The Kansas State University College of Veterinary Medicine is a leader in food animal research and education. Our researchers are constantly expanding the knowledge of animal health and food safety. Through the Veterinary Health Center and the Kansas State Veterinary Diagnostic Lab, we provide practical services for animal producers. Home of the Beef Cattle Institute, the college is committed to animal welfare training and research. The Kansas State University College of Veterinary Medicine, knowledge and service for the future of animal production.
Golf Week calls it the best course you can play in Kansas. But once you play, you'll want to stay. Go for it. Firekeeper Golf Course at Prairie Band Casino and Resort is just north of Topeka off Highway 75. Our stay and play package is worth the trip. Luxury hotel room, green fees, and golf cart for 2, starting at just $169.
Prairie Band Casino and Resort. Go for it!
Tar Waters has what you need for all seasons for around the farm and home. Working, hunting, growing, feeding, snow removal, even fun for the kids. And a service department with experienced techs to help keep your equipment in top running condition. Tar Waters has a huge selection and the best prices. Tar Water Farm and Home, family owned and operated since 1978. They have what you need.
This is the fast track to more jobs and America's energy independence. Advanced performance is here, now. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
This segment is brought to you by Santa Fe Trail Meats in Overbrook. Stop by or visit us at sftmeats.com.
Kansas cow-calf rancher Barb Downey has found convenient record keeping at the tips of her fingers with the use of smartphone technology. She uses the Angus mobile app for her registered herd, which helps her keep up with calving records, performance data, and other management tools.
I hate paper and believe that information is much more readily used when it's in a format that is usable and mineable. It's data until you figure out how to use it, and then it's information.
With just her smartphone and Google Docs, Downy can instantly note feed rations, irrigation use, herd health, and cow inventory and movement. Information that she later formats into a searchable database for easy access. More conventional forms of record keeping just slow her down.
Everyone knows that keeps any sort of records, you end up with stacks of information that you will take care of in your free time. And then there's no time like the present mode. We're entering that data on the fly.
While certain records are required by law, like water, herbicide, and pesticide use, complete and accurate records show accountability and increase consumer confidence in beef products.
We're required as beef producers to make sure we're doing the best job. So those vaccination, treatment records, all of that are very important. So we make sure we're doing the right thing on our end. We take that very seriously.
Downy says those well-kept and easily accessed records are vital tools to keep building herd quality.
In order to make selections in the right directions and directions that you want to go, you've got to have that information and a way to get at it.
I'm BJ Scott.
Dr. Dan here. Whether I'm driving up and down the roads covering the state of Kansas or I'm getting between Riley and Manhattan for my job, I'm driving a Ford truck. I'd like you to come out and visit my friends here at Dick Edwards Ford. They have a truck that'll suit your needs, whether you're looking for power with a Power Stroke diesel, or if you're looking for fuel efficiency with the new EcoBoost engine, they got a truck that's just right for you. They're located 2 miles east of the Town Center Mall in Manhattan, Kansas, and they'll bend over backwards to help you. And I'll see you down the road.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information. Ag AM in Kansas is brought to you in part by Premier Farm and Home. Stop by or visit us at haycow.com.
When it comes time to plant your garden, you have to try to make some decisions about what you're going to plant and how you can maximize that space and maximize your investment and get the most return for that investment. So if you have a small garden, just a few hundred square feet, what I would always suggest is, first of all, zero in on the things you really like to eat, that you know that you're going to want in your garden. Then try to sort things out as far as which plants are more productive than others, because some plants kind of tend to be space hogs and they take up a lot of space and they may produce one flush of produce, but then they're done. For example, sweet corn produces one crop. When it's done, that's it. So you've shot that amount of space for several months trying to grow corn. Whereas tomatoes will continue to bloom and set and bloom and set. So once they start producing, you're going to have tomatoes all through the summer and well into the fall. So try to focus on some crops that are more productive, squash and cucumbers, peppers, tomatoes, those kind of things that are really very productive, and you're going to get a good return on your investment. If you have a bigger space, you have a little bit more luxury and you can go and add some other things that you like. Maybe adding some herbs that can add some interest to your meals would be very expensive if you purchased them fresh at the farmer's market or wherever you got them. And then you can also maybe even think about adding some perennial plants like asparagus or rhubarb, things we really kind of crave in the spring. But you could have your own asparagus. You might add some strawberries or some brambles or maybe even a grapevine or two. So when you have a little more space, you have a little bit more leeway of what you can do.
For more information, visit your local extension office or visit our website at kansasgreenyards.org.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers.
We'll have plenty more for you tomorrow here on Ag AM in Kansas. We're here every weekday, same time, same station. Or look for us on the web at agaminkansas.com. Eric Atkinson here for K-State Research and Extension.